Hello, my name is Douglas from Baltimore County Public Library, and welcome to the next installment of Cooking by the Book. We are lucky to have been presenting a series of programs with Robin Coarts and Jules Schnedeker from their cookbook, Beefless Cakes. And today, we are going to be trying something from that cookbook. I am making Spanakopita, which is a Greek spinach pie. We're going to see if it turns into a triumph or if we have a Greek tragedy on our hands. To begin, we are going to start with the filling. We will be adding this into a 9x13 pan with the phyllo dough later, but we want to get the filling made first. It's the easiest thing I think that we're going to do, and it has a lot of wonderful fresh ingredients, which I'm very excited about. This one, being vegan, does not use the feta cheese. Instead, we are going to be using tofu. A thing about tofu is it doesn't have a lot of flavor, it adds a lot of protein, and it's really easy to work with. In this instance, we are using extra firm tofu because we want to crumble it and we're going to be sauteing it. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a little olive oil to my wok. You can use a nice deep saute pan. You want to make sure that it's pretty deep because we have a lot of tofu and spinach to go in. I'm going to start by sauteing my onion. I used 2 onions or 1 rather large onion, which in this case, it was a pretty big onion. So I'm going to saute this for about 5 minutes just to get this nice and translucent. I want the juices to kind of get going. So once my onion is ready, I'll be ready for the next step. The ingredients for this part of the dish are relatively easy to find. You can find them almost in any supermarket or your farmer's market. I have 2 14-ounce packages of firm tofu. I've got some oregano. I've got some dill. I've got some fresh parsley. I've got about 8 ounces of fresh baby spinach, some garlic, lemon for some lemon juice, and I have a container of vegan cream cheese. We're going to be using about 4 ounces of this, and this is relatively also pretty easy to find. I'll be adding that last to kind of mix it in. I'm not going to be cooking it in, but it will kind of warm through, and it should give it some really nice flavor. And of course, salt and pepper to taste. This is another dish that should be wonderful to prepare ahead. If you were having dinner and you could make it and put it together, put it in the refrigerator until you were ready to bake it. You could start early in the morning and you could get this, or even the night before, and get this ready to go. And it is a nice dish to take to a party. So let me throw my herbs and spices already in there. That was my oregano. This is my parsley and my dill. I'm going to give this a quick stir. I'm going to be throwing in about 2 teaspoons of garlic. Mine is minced. You want to use 4 cloves if you're using it, if it's not minced already, but I'll throw in a little more. I love things to be a lot garlickier, and most people like them. And just stirring this around. Let me squeeze my lemon in there. About 2 or 3 teaspoons of lemon juice. I'm just going to squeeze my lemon juice right in there. I'm going to add my tofu. And I'm going to start adding my spinach. Now, spinach seems like it's really big, but it is going to wilt. And that is what we want it to do. I like to throw it in batches because sometimes if you throw all your spinach in at once, it really does kind of make a giant pile of spinach. So I kind of like to throw in a little bit at once and then add a little bit more. And it's already starting to wilt, which is what sometimes happens to me if the kitchen is too hot and it's humid. I'm trying to use a technique called like the scrape and flick. So you kind of want a spatula or something flat so you can kind of come around the sides and kind of flip it forward. So I'm kind of scraping and flipping, scraping and flipping, and that is helping to keep everything in the skillet, which is what we want. Though this does not always happen gracefully. As we know, when we cook at home, we are making things from scratch, so we are sometimes a little more disheveled than others. But my scrape and flip seems to be okay. So now while it's cooking, let me just add a little bit of salt and pepper. Remember, salt and pepper to taste. You don't want to, overdo it, but I like to give a few grinds in there. just to kind of add a little bit of flavor to it. It's got a lot of the herbs in it, so those really do add a nice touch of flavor. But a little salt and pepper is always good. Okay, so now my spinach is wilted, my tofu is cooked, everything's in there. I'm going to turn off the heat. And now I'm going to add the last step, which is my vegan cream cheese. This is about a 7-ounce container, so I'm going to use a little over half, but the recipe does say I can use more if I'd like. So it just kind of adds a little bit of flavor to it. And I'm just going to stir and mix this in and see what happens. You say tomato, I say tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. We are working with phyllo dough, so I'm going to be layering the bottom, adding melted butter. I'm going to be layering that up, adding my filling, and then we are making the topping. And then all we have to do is bake, which should be the easy part. So let's get started. I'm going to put a little bit just on the base to give a first layer of a little bit of butteriness. I'm not currently worrying about tears because, again, this is going to be put together relatively nicely. So I don't think that perfection is what we're going for. When I purchased my phyllo, it came in a box with 2 rolls. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to use 1 full roll for the bottom, and then that will save the second roll for when we use the top. And that should give us enough layers that should work fine. That's all. Now I'm going to add my filling, and then we're going to do the process again with the top, and then we're going to stick it in the oven. So far, this is really easy, and I think it's going to be great. Just going to spoon and spread my filling, which is really looking good. This is really a solid recipe. It really does fill the dish, which is what we wanted. Smells fantastic, and now I'll be ready to create the top. I've got my next roll ready, and here we go. Again, just grabbing a sheet, kind of laying the sheet on top, and adding some butter. Okay, so this is ready to go. I'm going to put it in the oven for an hour or an hour and 20 minutes at 325. It wants to get nice and golden brown. Filling's all intact. Let's see how it bakes. What a masterpiece. It came out of the pan deliciously. I cooked it for about an hour and 10 minutes. It's perfectly crisp. It has the right amount of browning. I've created a balsamic strawberry and basil salad you can also find in the cookbook. I can say that this recipe turned out just as expected. Jules and Robin, thank you so much. You are definitely getting a 2 thumbs up for beefless cakes. Please turn into their programs if you can. Definitely check out the book. Make some wonderful recipes. There's a lot to pick from. Great things with a lot of fresh vegetables and fruits of the season. Beefless cakes is one worth trying and cooking from.